Hello, and welcome back to our daily discussion space, where we dive into the most thrilling moments unfolding on our screens. Today is a wonderful day to unpack the latest twists, turns, and emotional confrontations that have kept us all on the edge of our seats. Transitioning right into the heart of the matter, the recent developments have absolutely captivated me. Watching this show for years gives a person a perspective on how deeply intertwined these families are, and the current tension is spectacular. We are witnessing a monumental clash pitting two incredibly strong, stubborn mothers against each other. When Lulu finally returned to the land of the living, we knew there would be an adjustment period. However, none of us predicted the sheer magnitude of the betrayal she would uncover. Lulu has always fought tooth and nail for her family, and stepping back into a world where everything she holds dear has been compromised is a heartbreaking reality. The emotion radiating from the screen as she navigates this new world is a testament to the rich storytelling we expect. The core of this incredible drama centers entirely around Charlotte and the shocking secrets kept while her mother was unable to protect her. Imagine the absolute horror Lulu must have felt when piecing together the truth about what her daughter had been doing. It is one thing to learn the world moved on without you, but an entirely different nightmare to discover the people you trusted allowed your child to be exposed to the elements you fought to keep away. Lulu discovering that Charlotte was secretly ferried to see Valentin changes the entire landscape of their family dynamic. For years, I have watched Lulu struggle to shield her daughter from the darker sides of Valentin, and seeing all that hard work undone is profoundly tragic. The narrative brilliantly captures Lulu's frantic desperation. What makes this situation so incredibly volatile is the identity of the person pulling the strings. If it had been anyone else, perhaps the sting would not be so severe. But the fact that Carly is the architect of this deception elevates the drama. Carly has always been a wild card, a woman who operates entirely by her own set of rules. Yet seeing her actively harbor Valentin and facilitate these secret meetings with Charlotte is an astonishing leap even for her. I find myself constantly asking, what was Carly thinking? How could a woman who defends her own children with the ferocity of a lioness completely disregard the parental rights of another mother? The hypocrisy is glaring, making the impending confrontation delicious to watch. Carly took it upon herself to play God with Charlotte's life, deciding she knew better. As if the secret visitations were not enough to shatter any semblance of peace, the revelation of the romantic entanglement between Carly and Valentin adds a layer of complexity I absolutely adore. Who could have seen this coming? The chemistry and the forbidden nature of their connection speak to Carly's historical weakness for dangerous, complicated men. But for Lulu, this is the ultimate slap in the face. It is not just that Carly hid Valentin from the authorities, it is that she took him into her bed. Lulu is entirely justified in her blistering critique of Carly. From Lulu's perspective, Carly traded the safety and emotional well-being of Charlotte for a thrilling romance with a man who has caused nothing but pain. Carly allowed her judgment to be completely clouded by her heart, blinding her to the massive collateral damage. The absolute heat of the confrontation between these two powerhouses is what we, as longtime viewers, live for. When Lulu unleashes her fury on Carly, it is a moment of pure, unadulterated maternal rage. Lulu does not hold back, and frankly, she shouldn't. She points out every single flaw in Carly's logic, tearing down the flimsy excuses Carly tries to build around her actions. I found myself nodding along with every word Lulu said. She accurately diagnoses the situation. Carly prioritized her own secret love affair over the stability of a fragile young girl. Lulu's voice trembling with anger as she accuses Carly of harboring a fugitive and putting Charlotte in the middle of a toxic secret is a masterclass in emotional delivery. She is fighting not just for the present, but to reclaim the years she lost, and Carly stands in the way. On the other side of this explosive argument, we have Carly, and true to form, she handles the confrontation in a way only she can. Carly does not cower, though she does show a rare moment of genuine vulnerability. Watching her admit that she kept the secret for far too long is a fascinating character beat. She offers an apology, and I do believe there is a shred of sincerity in her words. She recognizes the pain she has caused Lulu on a surface level. However, the brilliance of Carly's character is her absolute refusal to regret her romantic choices. She apologizes for the deception, but boldly states she will never regret following her heart when it came to loving Valentin. This is the Carly I have known for decades. Unapologetic about her passions, fiercely defensive of her emotional truth, and often oblivious to the destruction left behind. Let us take a deeper look at Carly's mindset here, because it is truly the engine driving this entire conflict. Why does Carly believe her love for Valentin justifies the massive deception regarding Charlotte? In Carly's mind, love conquers all, and she often views herself as the ultimate arbiter of what is right and wrong in matters of the heart. I suspect she convinced herself that by allowing Charlotte to see Valentin, she was doing the girl a favor, preserving a father-daughter bond. But isn't that just a convenient excuse to keep Valentin close to her? By weaving Charlotte into their secret world, Carly inadvertently used the child as a shield to maintain her own connection with Valentin. It is a deeply flawed, selfish motivation, and Lulu has every right to call it out. Carly's inability to separate her romantic desires from reality is a tragic flaw. But what about the man at the center of this storm? Valentin is never one to sit idly by, and his intentions regarding Charlotte are the true dark cloud hanging over this scenario. Lulu is acutely aware that Valentin does nothing without a long-term strategy. Her greatest fear, and one I completely share, is that Valentin is actively using this period of chaos to win Charlotte back permanently. He has always possessed a magnetic, manipulative hold over his daughter, and by utilizing Carly's protection, he managed to sink his claws back into Charlotte's life without Lulu there to run interference. The danger here is palpable. Will Valentin use the bond he forged with Carly to legitimize his claim on Charlotte? It is a terrifying prospect for Lulu, who knows how easily Valentin can twist reality to suit his narrative. The stakes are incredibly high. This brings us to the massive, sprawling mess currently engulfing these characters. Lulu is squarely placing the blame on Carly for creating this new crisis, and honestly, can we blame her? By harboring Valentin, Carly did not just hide a man, she incubated a situation now exploding in everyone's faces. Lulu is terrified that Valentin's renewed presence in Charlotte's life will lead to a brutal custody battle or an emotional alienation where Charlotte chooses her father over her newly awakened mother. The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. How will Lulu undo the psychological groundwork Valentin laid during her absence? How can she trust anything Charlotte says when the girl was conditioned to keep massive secrets by none other than Carly? The ripple effects of Carly's choices are spreading fast, leaving Lulu desperately trying to build a dam. The psychological toll this takes on Lulu cannot be overstated, and I find myself deeply sympathetic to her plight. Imagine waking up expecting a joyful reunion, only to find your child has been living a double life. The shock of this new reality forces Lulu to adapt at a breakneck pace. She is not just fighting Valentin. She is fighting the ghost of the time she lost. Every time she looks at Carly, she sees the betrayal of a community supposed to protect her family. Lulu's insistence that Carly's actions directly endangered her relationship with Charlotte is a powerful narrative thread. It highlights the vulnerability of motherhood and the fierce primal instinct to protect one's young from perceived predators. I thoroughly enjoy watching Lulu step into this warrior role. She is no longer just a victim of circumstance. She is an active, furious participant. Meanwhile, Carly seems to be operating with a massive blind spot regarding the danger Valentin poses. Because she fell in love with him, she sees a softer, romantic side of the man, completely ignoring the ruthless tactician Lulu knows him to be. This is a classic conflict of perspective making for brilliant television. Is Carly being naive, or does she truly believe her love changed Valentin? I tend to lean towards the former. Carly has a history of believing she can tame the darkest of men, but Valentin is a completely different breed. By giving him a safe haven and access to Charlotte, Carly essentially handed him the keys to the kingdom. Lulu's sharp criticisms are designed to shatter Carly's romantic delusions, forcing her to see the grim reality of what she facilitated. Whether Carly will actually wake up and smell the coffee remains to be seen. We must also consider the devastating impact this entire ordeal is having on Charlotte herself. caught in a tug-of-war between a father she secretly adores, a mother who returned from the brink of death, and a woman who acted as a chaotic surrogate, the poor girl is navigating an emotional minefield. Carly's decision to sneak Charlotte around taught the child that deception is an acceptable way to maintain relationships. How on earth is Lulu supposed to parent a child taught by Carly that lying is justified if it serves emotional needs? This is the core of Lulu's anger. It is not just about the physical danger, it is about the moral and emotional corruption of her daughter. I am eager to see how Charlotte reacts to her mother's unyielding stance against Carly and Valentin. Will she rebel, pushing herself further into Valentin's arms, or realize the pain caused? As we look ahead to the upcoming episodes, the excitement I feel is absolutely undeniable. The writers have set the stage for a monumental clash that will undoubtedly shift the alliances and power dynamics of the entire canvas. Can Lulu and Carly ever coexist peacefully after a betrayal of this magnitude? I highly doubt it. The lines have been drawn, and the battle for Charlotte's future is officially underway. Will Valentin use this animosity between the two women to further his own agenda, slipping through the cracks while they tear each other apart? That is exactly the kind of strategic move I would expect from him. I am on the edge of my seat waiting to see if Carly will realize the full scope of her disastrous choices or if she will double down and stand by Valentin. Whatever happens, the passion and fierce maternal instincts guarantee a legendary storyline.